carriage clickety-clack along main lines, rickety track.
She whispers softly in my ear,
just to say your last name.
Just find a place to make the step to get easy.
that's just the way it is. Sit down, see when things can only get better.
Yet the same in so many ways.
I no recollection of the last time I came here.
But if we get much closer, I could lose control. And if your heart surrenders, you'll need me to hold.
I wouldn't be myself without you. Take a piece, take a picture of me. I don't care what happens, see, 'cause I know I'm happy.
Good evening everybody and welcome to episode 23 of our Can Do Arts for Sustainable Development Open Mic for Open Minds in association with the Rivo Lounge. It's at 23 weeks. Here we are, still cracking on. I'm very grateful. Hope you've all had a good bank holiday. It's almost like the official end of summer, although it doesn't really feel like we had a summer this year. It's really weird, isn't it? You think back a year ago, and then the only things that we would have been worried about were we've got a new government that doesn't seem to like us. We got Brexit still to be sorted out. We don't seem to have any problem with inflation, but there's so much funny money been pumped into the economy over the last few years. Nobody really knows where we are, except probably deep in quite a large hole. If you look back a year, we were going to festivals, we were going to gigs, we were congregating freely and invading each other's space at will, taking it all for granted, I think. And now suddenly, what's changed this year? Well, Trump's still crazy. Boris is in charge now, or he says he is. Looks like he is, or thinks he is. But the only thing that's really changed is COVID. And of course the ongoing debate as to whether it's some massive scam or not, you know, sent to sort of keep us into some kind of Bill Gates inspired dystopia of control and knowing control. The truth of the matter is we gave up control a long time ago, as soon as we started letting people take our details for everything, and as soon as we all started using mobile phones and what have you. I mean, you might as well go around with a barcode on the back of your neck and all the information about you would be in there. But I'm sure that's something they've got on the agenda for the future. The truth is, what's changed is COVID has changed. COVID has changed everything. And we're still trying to figure out how to deal with it and how to react to it. All I know is that no matter what's going on out there and no matter what's happening around the world or on your own doorstep, life goes on. The aim of life is to breathe and to multiply. And to do stuff, and survival is a very powerful instinct, and from that survival comes a lot of the baser and most challenging aspects of human behavior, the things that we will do to survive or to further our self-interest. Okay, so we're basically savages raised up, you know, by the size of our brains and the power of our will and the strength of our greed and avariciousness. I'm just glad to be alive. I'm glad to be doing something positive in a time of increasing and horrendous negativity. I'm glad to be surrounded by people who are like-minded and want to get into that too. All right, so I want to say a massive personal thank you from myself to everybody from Can Do who's been involved in putting these things, these sessions together. You know, you can't underestimate how difficult it is to do anything, but try doing it on your own, all right, to a schedule, to a deadline, all the way through. It's incredibly difficult, all right, and one of the things that helps us achieve that is the fact that we have no intention of letting each other down, even when the going gets tough, all right. So we've got a deadline, you've got to do it, you get it done, we get it done, all right, no matter what happens. And if you've got a problem, you put your hand up and you shout for help, and somebody comes running usually. So I'm just really grateful to be involved with such a wonderful group of people who are getting some positive stuff done. And if you see our donate situation, donate page in this link somewhere, to support the work that Can Do does with kids who are, and people who are less fortunate than ourselves, just in terms of support and exclusion and issues and all the kind of stuff that it's really difficult to deal with when you're young. It's tough when you're old and grey like me, but when you're really young and you haven't got the experience of life or anything, then it's got to be incredibly tough. So having somebody around to actually try and help you find your way, it's got to be a big deal. So this work's really important. So I just want to say thank you to everybody that's contributed to our sessions and our enterprise, and thank you. Please keep on doing it, okay? And send us something, recommend us, share us, all right? Tell people about us, and we'll be very, very grateful, and we'll keep on doing what we're doing. All right, so that's enough for me for the time being. Let's get on with the show.
Hey folks, bathroom sessions live in the shed. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's too little time to know what I miss, but your sweet nature, you know I can't resist. No talking, you're all eyes in the living room. I lose all sense of time, honey, when I'm with you. Fancy cars, designer suits in bars, don't do it for me. He got a slow, deep voice, and he makes his own choice, always looking at me. I can't breathe, I do believe I've been moved to silence. No rush tonight, we got each other inside until the early light comes. Baby, you're so sweet, I can't take it anymore. I give up, I give in, I'll give you anything to bring you to my door. Like a fresh spray of water from the sea, come running onto me. I can't think, I can't feel, I just want to steal every minute from you. Let's be clear, I got nothing to fear when you're looking my way. I hold dear for everything you do, just what you say. You know some will try to tell you you don't know nothing, but this feeling of love that helps you rise above, you know something alright. Baby, you're so sweet, I can't take it anymore. I give up, I give in, I'll give you anything to bring it to my door. Like a fresh spray of water from the sea, come running onto me. I can't think, I can't feel, I just want to steal every minute from you. My way, I hold dear everything you do, just what you say. You know some will try to tell you you don't know nothing, but this feeling of love that helps you rise above, you know something alright.
That's a wrap. Just a small town girl, living in a lonely world. To the midnight train, going anywhere. Just a city boy, born and raised in South Detroit. To the midnight train, going anywhere. A singer in a smoky room, smell of wine and cheap perfume. For a smile they can share, the night goes on and on and on and on. Strangers waiting up and down the above yard. Shadows searching in the night. Streetlights, people living just to find emotion. Hiding somewhere in the night. Working hard to get my fill. Everybody wants a thrill. Paying anything to roll the dice just one more time. Some will win, some will lose. Some were born to sing the blues. The movie never ends, goes on and on and on and on. Strangers waiting up and down the above yard. Shadows searching in the night. Street lights, people living just to find emotion. Hiding somewhere in the night. Don't stop believing. Hold on to that feeling. Street lights, people.
Okay, so the poem I'm going to do for you tonight is a poem by a lady by the name of U.A. Fanthorpe. That's her name, which is published via the Peterloo Poets, which is the name of a huge massacre of working class people back in the day. And this is dedicated to all those women out there who have conquered and overcome the low expectations of society and their elders and betters, so to speak. Right, and so this, I love this poem. I discovered it today, and I thought I'd share it with you. And it's called The Benefactors. They come provided with pins and buckets of cold water. They never say, "Well done," or "We knew you could." They appear in the shape of the widow of a Scots GP. Mother has shunted you round to announce you've won a college place, first ever in the family. You do better to stay at home, learning to be the wife of some good man, or in the shape of a portly friend of your father's whom you overhear saying, "Why waste money on educating a daughter? It's a poor investment. You'll get nothing back." Oh, thank you, benefactors, who said, "Oh no, you're making a big mistake. Not at your age. What will the neighbours say? You will live to regret it. Not with the pound it is. I wouldn't if I were you. Thank you for believing I couldn't do it. Without your help, I'd never have brought it off." There you go. That's UA fan thought with a poem called Benefactors. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Gail from Devices and I wish you well. And I'm just going to read you a small selection of my poems. So I hope you enjoy them. The Stonemason. My lady's eyes are blind with smoke, and I must stand and watch her burn. I made her out of stone and oak. My lady's eyes are blind with smoke, and flames are catching on her cloak. I pray to God the wind will turn. My lady's eyes are blind with smoke, and I must stand and watch her burn. I made her out of oak and stone and blue and red, and light and glass, my lady mine, and mine alone. I made her out of oak and stone, of blood and sweat and broken bone, but God has spoken, all things pass. I made her out of oak and stone and blue and red, and light and glass. Her smoking beauty burns my eyes, but I will raise her up again. Her ashes fill the Paris skies. Her smoking beauty burns my eyes. Behold the phoenix, see her rise. What mysteries God speaks to men. Her smoking beauty burns my eyes, but I will raise her up again.
Lay down your weary tune, lay down the song you strum, and rest yourself neath the strength of strings. No voice can hope to hum, struck by the sounds before the sun. I knew the night had gone, the morning breeze like a bugle blew against the drums of dawn. The ocean wild like an organ played, the seaweed wove its strands, the crashing waves like cymbals clashed against the rocks and sands. I stood unwound beneath the skies, and clouds unbound by laws
sometimes I go out by myself and I look across the water. And I think of all the things what you do, and in my head I paint the picture. Since I've come on home, well, my body's been a mess, and I miss your ginger hair and the way you like to dress. Won't you come on over? Stop making a fool out of me. Why don't you come on over, Valerie? Valerie, you have to go to jail, put your house up for sale, just to get a good lawyer. Hope you didn't catch a tan. Hope you find the right man who'll face it for you. Are you shopping anywhere? Change the color of your hair. Are you busy? Did you have to pay the fine? You was watching all the time. I used to busy. Since I've come and home, well, my body's been a mess, and I miss your ginger hair and the way you like to dress. Won't you come on over? Stop making a fool out of me. Why don't you come on over, Valerie? Valerie. Well, sometimes I go out by myself and I look across the water. And I think of all the things what you do. In my head I paint a picture. Since I've come on home, well, my body's been a mess, and I miss your ginger hair and the way you like to dress. Won't you come on over? Stop making a fool out of me. Why don't you come on over, Valerie? Valerie, why don't you come on over, Valerie?
I've got more time for myself, got more time with myself. It takes a while trying to be kind, and the days they can go either way. Sometimes it's not today. With the waves of doubt, waves of doubt, with the Sometimes loneliness finds a way to say I'm not good enough this way. And the days, they can go either way. Sometimes it's not today with the waves of doubt. Waves of doubt with the waves of doubt. Waves of doubt. In my room there's more on the walls now. There's more written down. I'm with myself now, but the days, they can go either way. Sometimes it's not today with the waves of doubt. Waves of doubt with the waves of doubt. Waves of doubt with the waves of doubt. Waves of doubt with the waves of doubt. Waves of doubt.
This is a poem for the weak, a poem for the meek, a poem for the Hindu, Christian, Muslim, Buddhist and the Sikh, a poem for the roadman on the corner selling beak, a poem for some heat for the cold and homeless living on the street. Look, I'm spitting poems for the vulnerable, spitting poems for the freaks, the bullied and the ostracised who feel worthless, obsolete. This is a poem for the geeks, a poem for their weaks, who studied out and sacrificed every day, stuck on repeat. Every day stuck on repeat. This is a poem for the vegans, veggies, peskies and the eaters of the meat. A poem for the police, finding carved up youth upon the beat. A poem for the deceased who sleep in everlasting peace. This is a poem for the oarsman, a poem for the fleet. A poem for the lone wolves, a poem for the sheep. A poem for those ones always chosen last. I promise you're last, not least. A poem for the beauty, but most of all a poem for us beasts. A poem for the jigsaw puzzled ones, still searching for that missing inner piece. A poem for the sick ones. This is a poem to fight disease. We all need a poem for the thank yous, but where's the poems for the please? A poem for the babies, a poem for the teens, a poem for the elderly whose wisdom we seldom seek. This is a poem for our teeth, a poem for our knees, but to stand your ground and feel proud, a soul poem for our feet. This is a poem against defeat, a poem to help us beat that little voice inside our heads that tells us to retreat, a poem to brighten up how bleak you feel if you don't walk the path of the elite. This is a poem for the normal, a poem for the G, a poem for the LBQ. This poem was written to a T. This is a poem for all the world's women. I stand in solidarity. This was written down for every single goddamn ethnicity. This is a poem for the soldier, fighting to fit back in society. A battle waged in nerves and brain each day, the PT, the S, the D. This is a poem for belief, a poem hopefully, a poem for the bitter times, the sour and the sweet, a poem for the lockdown and all those workers who were key. Let's open our hearts on this rotating lump of matter, no matter where you're from geographically. This is a poem for the human spirit and our humanity. This poem was written down for all of you as a little gift to you from me.
Here we go again on the merry-go-round. It's too fast, you said, feet don't touch the ground. You jumped clear instead and left me spinning. We'll get over it, you said, head still ringing. Like birds stuck on the bird line, don't hear the singing. And I knew it was gonna be another bad night for me. Kirby's drawn home alone, rain pouring at the window. Tried calling, wouldn't talk, something you never do. We'll get over it, you said, but my head's still ringing. Like birds stuck on the line, you don't hear them singing. I knew it was gonna be another bad night for me. And I knew it was gonna be another bad night for me.
Birds on a high line, they line up at night time at the bar. The old ones were lovebirds, now bluebirds are all that they are. They landed in hell the minute they fell from love's sky. And they hope in the wine that they'll find a new way to fly. A new way to fly, far away from goodbye, above the clouds and the rain, the memories and pain, and the tears that they cry. Now the lessons been learned, they've all crashed and burned, but they would leave it behind if they could just find a new way to fly. It's a high price to pay to just find a way to get by. But they hope in the wine that they'll find a new way to fly. a new way to fly, far away from goodbye, above the clouds and the rain, of memories and pain, and the tears that they cry. Now the lessons been learned, they've all crashed and burned, but they would leave it behind if they could just find a new way to fly. And they would leave it behind if they could just find a new way to fly.
Boom, boom, boom. My heart, echoing your knock, knock, knock. My eyes dart at the clock. You're late. I make you wait for all of 15 seconds as I straighten up my hair that's already straight. I push down the handle along with my eagerness. A creak, mimicking myself, questioning, adrenaline rushes to my blushing cheeks. Eyes of intent greet me. Your air of arrogance enters before you, passing my self-control, making it swift exit. This is no Brexit. Drink? After the day I've had? Absolutely. I haven't had that kind of day. But you don't need to know that. This small talk is only in the way. If dignity came served in a tumbler over ice with a slice and tasted like Kraken, you brought rum? Sweet. Then I would drink it neat. But my dignity slips away as seamlessly as the liquor wanders astray into my bloodstream. You're ready to play. I noticed you scan my body with those plunge pool eyes. They're black, right? Funny. So am mine. I spent just enough time making myself look fine, just enough effort to look hot, plus a little extra effort to make it look like I haven't had to make the effort to look this hot. Your weakness was emphasised when your plunge pool eyes stopped at my thighs. The upper handed to me, I'm in control, but you intended me to be. Didn't you? You're unaware of my reasoning, but for that, I thank you. It might be the Kraken telling me to crack on, but I'm all ears. Inhibitions disappear, our chemistry shifting up a gear. As our movements intensify, our bodies become further intertwined. My effervescence screaming availability, the perfect cover for my harboured hostility. But your focus is pinpointed on my agility, my not so graceful motion and my gnarly flexibility. I was hooked when you lifted me off of my feet, those thighs, you remember, they gripped you. We both felt the heat. Only since that moment I was planning my retreat. I parallel my libidinous temperament with yours, overflowing temptation encouraging me to explore. Pressure passes from my body to yours. I privately question how much longer I can endure. I can feel the intoxication, but I can't gauge the cause. It could be you, the rum, or the fear of unloosing my most substantial flaw. All is not as it appears, but you're tantalising my every sense, even through swallowed tears, so I persevere. Because I am worthy of this liberation, your generosity and stimulation, but my mind is rejecting your invitation and I'm writhing away into my foreseen damnation. I feel as though I'm choking on my extreme palpitations. The adrenaline that flushed my cheeks has now activated a fight or flight flirtation. In an attempt to convince my mind that this is not an obligation, you're reading my body language and sense my hesitation. We both retract. That trigger word, relax. I shake and I shake off my unwelcome flashback, a colossal drawback of being damaged goods. To feel like your body has been hijacked. This is shaping up to be one spectacular anti-climax.
Okay, so here we are at the end of the show with our normal lead out guy, play out guy coming up soon. That's Mr. Edward Deedigan himself. But before that, I just want to say thank you to everybody that's contributed to this week's sessions. Thank you to the people that keep supporting us every week. Thank you for your attention, for your love, and for your engagement. And for me, just on a personal, thank you to all the poets. Thank you to the poets who come at us from so many different directions and so many different angles and with different voices, all right, and talking about just everything. Poetry is like a key to almost everything. There's nothing you can't deal with. It's just a wonderful thing, and I'm so glad to be a part of it. I'm glad to be able to share it with you. Okay, my name is Brian Reid. I just want to say thank you very much, and you can add to our diversity and our catalogue of great acts by sending your submissions to openmic@cando-arts.com. Okay, and those have to be in by Monday night at 8 PM for each Wednesday show, but you can send them to us at any time, and if they don't make one week, then we'll carry them over to the next. Okay, so yeah, just like keep on keeping on, people. Thank you, everybody, and good evening.
What goes on in your mind? Don't you know that I am falling down? What goes on in your mind? Don't you know that I am upside down? Lady, be good, do what you should, you know we'll be alright. Lady, be good, do what you should, you know it will turn out fine. 1 minute up, 1 minute down, 1 minute up and side to side. See the bells up in the sky, somebody came and cut the string. Lady, be good, do what you should, you know we'll be alright. Lady, be good, do what you should, you know it will turn out fine. I know where temptation lies, inside of your heart. I know where temptation lies, inside of your heart. Where you say you're gonna get it right, where you know it's gonna turn out wrong. Oh, start again. I know where the evil lies, inside of your heart. I know where the evil lies, inside of your heart. First you say you're gonna get it right, well you know it's gonna turn out wrong. Well, shut that door. I know where the mirror's edge, inside of your heart. I know where the mirror's edge, inside of your heart. But you say you're gonna get it right, but you know it's gonna end up wrong. Oh, start again. What goes on in your mind? Don't you know that I am falling down? What goes on in your mind? Don't you know that I am falling down? Lady, be good, do what you should, you know it will be alright. Lady, be good, do what you should, you know it will turn out fine. Well, I hope it does turn out fine, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and anyone else. Any inanimate objects that might be just observing this as it goes along. Just want to say peace out, peace and love and positivity, all those things. And a special thank you to all those fantastic people at Rivo Lounge. They're working 24 hours a day just so that I can have those glorious vegan burgers. That's a good thing to do with your life. Love you, people. Nice. Peace and love.
God, I hope you edit that properly.